Alright, we're back. Everything all cleaned up. Had to wipe down the whole bench, get it cleaned up so it's clean, not dirty. I'm filthy though. I re-cleaned all the parts here. All the stuff's all cleaned up. Got the bearings over here. I'm going to switch over to this bearing here for the one over instead of the ones in the baggie because I don't like the looks of the ones in there. So this is a fresh bag. Open it up. I'll use these ones. There's some marks and stuff on the other ones I didn't like, so screw it. I'm not using them. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this together. So I'm going to come up with all the keys and everything and a nut. Buried in there someplace. Nuts, and more nuts. All kinds of nuts. Okay, there's our nuts. Here's some keys. One big one. One crank pin. Where's the other one? There's the other one right there. Oh, the two big ones. So these are main shaft and this is crank pin. Alright, so we get all that. Rollers are over here. Assembly lube is over here. Not much left. Figures. Everybody's been using all my stuff, so oh well. And I got some red Loctite and some green Loctite. Alright, we got everything we need. We're good to go. You have to go over the press and do a little pressing on the tightening here too. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is put the left side together. Do this one. Put the key in there. Key does not want to go in there. Try the other one. There you go. Different widths. Don't fight it, use the other one. Get it down there where you want it to be. Sitting up in the air don't work. Okay, little sleeve retainer on the taper. A little bit of red on the threads. Yeah. Never sets up, right? Sure. Yeah, open now. Alright. Go. I usually put it around 2 spots. Flooded pretty good. Okay, left side. Left side has tummy mark. So I have seen it made wrong. Left side does not have an oil hole in it. Right side has an oil hole in it. Here, right there. Oil hole. You see that? It's right there. Okay, so in there, grab one of 2 nuts. Let's see what we get. Make sure your thumbnail goes between the shaft and the flywheel, right in there. I haven't torqued it all the way down yet, but right now we got pretty good gaps, so that's good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put some torque on it. I'll just light, bring it down, get it friendly torque. Now I'm gonna torque the snout out of it over here with a torque wrench. Use the press to hold it. These ones will pull about 150 to 175. Every now and then you get a good one to pull too, but not very often. Here's 150. Yeah, maybe 170. It's kind of soft. You keep moving and get no tighter, stop. You are there. So now it's pulled in pretty hard now. I can see there's a gap over there already behind the flywheel. Oh, the camera moved again, make everybody seasick. Okay, so thumbnail. Yes, lots of room back in there. Good. That's what I want to see all the way around. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the gap in there, but there's a gap in there. Next thing, you take your rod, decide that it's going to be against this side. So it goes like this. Make sure the shaft here doesn't stick up with the rod. Your gap. Got plenty of room. Some bikes you don't. Okay, now we go to the next flywheel. Do the same thing, but we do it twice. Okay, this key fits right in this shaft. Shaft's a little bit bigger. Harley has a tolerance for everything. Do not put sleeve retainer in the oil hole. Not a good plan. So you put a little bit right over on this side. Go to this side. Don't put in the oil hole. Go on the edge of the oil hole. Put the excess on the thread to get rid of it. We put red on the threads. Okay, this one, the key does not want to fit in the flywheel. See, it's sticking up right now. It's not in there correctly. So we got to knock that thing in there. It's tight in the flywheel, loose in the shaft. So I'm going to try it one more time. See if it goes a little better. Nope. So I have to knock it in there with a punch or something. Punch probably is going to look like a screwdriver. Let's drop the damn thing. Okay, we gotta get this key to go in there deeper, and we need to get the shaft to go in there too. So we're gonna knock this down right there here with the screwdriver, and then we'll put a small one, make sure it's below the surface. Shouldn't have to do this, but oh well. There's a lot of things you shouldn't have to do. Okay, you see the key now is flush with the surface right there. That's good enough. You can also see there's a gap between the flywheel and top of the key. I can't hold the camera where you can see that. I'm not sure if you're looking at that or not, but you want to make sure the key is not bottomed out in the flywheel also. That will cause the shaft to be in there sideways. Okay, so that one is now in. It wasn't happy about going in. What is in? What's that thing? That does not want to go on that shaft either. This little shaft doesn't like me. Just going around a couple times, get them kind of fitted to each other. parts are not happy with each other. That happens. You have to make them happy. Okay, that key goes in there. Same deal, put the Loctite on taper, not on the oil hole. Right on the thread. Make sure the key is below the surface. See, it's below the surface there. Close though. That's below the surface. Okay, we have a crank pin nut. See how this one works. Felt pretty good. Okay, I'll go ahead and torque these down. Getting late. Yeah, we're on the other side of the press this time. Oh well. Okay, we're going to torque the main shaft first because that has a screwed up nut on it. Special locking nut. So if things are not happy with each other, you just make them happy. That's the way these jobs go. Alright, and put some torque to it. Pulling pretty good torque. So the black line is what I care about. Yeah, it's 200. Probably 20 of that's drag on the nut. So I don't care what the full torque is, I just care about how it feels. You can feel it stop moving, it's getting tight. I don't care if it's 200 or 300. Then you yank on it a little extra, make sure it's good and tight, and if it is, you got the right torque. Just go blindly by the damn gauge without thinking about things, who knows what you got. Gotta have a good feel for what you're doing. Okay, this one here, that's not enough yet. Yeah, that's not enough. Oh, it's starting to get good and tight. That was not quite 300. Yeah, about 290-ish. It's pretty soft, so I'm going to keep going. It kind of stops in that 280 to 290 area. Just under 3. That's where I wanted to be at, so that's where you leave it at. Factory torque is probably 180 to 220, I think, is what it's supposed to be. It was still moving at that number, so it wasn't tight yet. Okay, you want to make sure there's no Loctite in here where the bearing is. You want to make sure the key is not bottomed out in there. Make sure it's where you can see it. It's inside the flywheel. Okay, this one the shaft's sticking through just slightly, but not too much. I'll go and check the rod on this one also. This is on the right side. So the rod goes this way this time. Put it where it belongs, and once again we got a lot of clearance. Okay, we're good. Okay, take your cages, slam them on the crank here. Throw your rod on there, the direction it rotates. Get a quick mock-up for rod width. Alright, I'm not going to hold it this time, it's heavy. I'm tired. Okay, make sure you got in play. Oh yeah, we got in play. Now we'll probably lose about half of that when I torque the snot out of it. I like having at least 18 to 22 on the in play on that. I don't really care if there's more than that, as long as you have at least that much. That way when the crank starts flopping and out and doing all this normal flexing around it does, it don't lock up the rod. Good taper, it's stuck. a good set of flywheels stuck together. You don't get that very often anymore. Okay, that's good. So these flywheels like each other, or at least the crankpin part does. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and put this all together. I'm going to use assembly loop for assembly and not Loctite. Ain't got much oil in here, it's almost empty. There's the big container, it's almost empty too. See, I like the small container, I don't like the big one here. So I go like this. The problem is it's pretty empty, so it's not coming out either. I think somebody already emptied all this out. So there ain't much in there. Oh well. Just flip it upside down, leave it like that for a day or two, and we'll drain out whatever's left over later. Stay put. Alright, we're going to use whatever we got left. We got a little bit left. Put a good layer on the crank pin, a little bit on the thrust washer, stay off the taper. If you don't know what all that stuff was, you got a problem. Oh, too much. Right on the taper. Remember I said stay off the taper? Remember that? Okay, a little bit on the thrust area on this side. I want this to be in dry. Okay. There's a rod, what it looked like after we honed it. There's a female. It's just smooth and shiny now. Not perfectly round, but it's close enough. I like it to be a little closer, about half the indicator in I saw. I'd like to see gone, but I always like stuff being almost perfect, so not moving or less than a tenth is ideal. We're down to a couple of tenths, that's alright. About 3 on the worst one, I think. It's kind of my limit's 3. So to my race bike, it's a lot more than that. But I can't fix it, so I make it as close as I can get and just live with it. Every time I run that bike, it knocks it out around, so. Well. Okay, put the worst wearing part against the flywheel. Like that. Okay, now we take our bearings, put in a handful. Just grab a little bit of field, whatever you think you need. That's about right. Okay, we're not going to use a staple right there, so. Yeah, don't put staples in your bearings, that's not good. Okay, the oil in here helps hold the bearings in. And you let gravity help you too. So, if you go like this, it goes relatively easily. Yeah, we didn't need that bearing, did we? I might have grabbed too many bearings. We'll find out. Be surprised how many times I get it exactly right. And you can stagger the bearings to one size fairly easily. If you start getting up to two sizes different, sometimes the rollers don't like to go together and the rods kind of bind up on the bearings. Three sizes, you're definitely going to be in trouble. So you can only stagger your sizes a little bit. Can't get too carried away. So just poke them all in here one at a time. If they won't go into the cage, then you've got a problem with your cage. You need to stop, clean everything all up, and go find out what's wrong with that cage. Usually that means it's a bent cage, something you've got dropped on it, or it's breaking, machined wrong, something ain't right. That one right there. It's a tight spot. Once it's in there, it's loose though. That's about the worst I let it go before I fix something. That one in there pretty tight. But once it's in there, it's loose. It has to be floating. The roller cannot be binding up in the cage. If it binds up, it doesn't roll. It slides. When it slides, it eats itself up. Another tight one right there. Oop, there it goes. Appears to be loose. It's pretty rare to have any of them tight, and it's two I got tight now. One small one, one big one. Looks like I miscounted. Yeah, I'm way off. Leaves you closer than this. Okay, I think they're all in there. Again, I was off by that much. Plus there's one small one on the floor. I got the big ones right though, exact. No extra big ones. Make sure you clean the roller off before you put it back in the bag. Very important. Okay, you definitely want to make sure there's no open holes anywhere. Appears to be all in there. Okay, I like to line the numbers up. Make sure the rods are free. And they go on down. And make sure they're installed correctly. This is the right side, this is the left side, this is the rear rod, this is the front rod. If you do it backwards, the rods are wrong. Okay, it went together pretty good. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a little clearance, not much. For being slightly loose, I feel pretty good. Okay. Put our Loctite on there. This is why you can't put any oil on a taper. Keep the Loctite on the bottom half of the taper, not the upper half, because you don't want it to go into the bearings. If you put it over the whole surface, it'll squeeze up into the bearings. And start having problems with the bearings not rolling. You want your rollers to roll, not be Loctited. Slip them together, rotate it slightly, that smears the Loctite, spreads it over the whole surface, and that one goes on. I use the workbench to center the flywheels. Give it a quick shot. And rough check the twist. Go 90 degrees of crank pin, put your straightedge on there and see if it moves around. This has a little bit of a gap in it, so it's moving on me. I have to get to redo it. Try it again. When you torque it, it shifts the flywheel up a little bit. So that's why I use a flash torque. Be careful on the second one. That time they're lined up. Something dropped on the floor, wherever it was. I don't know what it was. There's a missing socket. There it is. Sockets roll away, see? Okay, we need some Loctite. And we need all this stuff. Alright, let's go for a walk. Come on, tripod. Fold up. There we go. Okay. Let's see which side we torque it. The one that we didn't torque yet. That'd be the sprocket shaft side. Okay, the press also keeps it lined up. And hold it. So I'm going to torque this side. So we did about 380 to 400 on this side. Let's see what happens on the other side, I mean. I give it 2 pumps and I stop, release tension, come back and do it again. As you torque the crank pin, it's pulling the flywheel like that. So if you leave the tension, it lets the flywheel come back and recenter. Makes it true easier. Okay, let's see what we got. 300's right there. That wasn't 3. Almost 3. We went to 350 pretty quickly and I had to creep up from there. Okay, make sure your rods are loose. You got in play. So you're looking right through here. You hear it. If it won't slide on the crank pin, the rods are out around. They're tight. So rods should always be able to slide and be freely this way. Any kind of binding is bad. That usually means the rods are out around. So in this case, we're good. Okay. We'll do some truing over here. Need a little light. Some light. Ford parts in the way. I'm working with my Ford out there, putting it back together. That'll be that white thing behind us over there. Okay, so try to get this where you can kind of see what's happening. That's the biggest problem with truing flywheels. You have to look at these indicators right here. As they flop back and forth, things are out around. That's what we're looking for, to be not moving. Okay, we put a little bit of oil on the taper here so that we don't chew them up. That would be nice. There we go. All right. Okay. Junk in the way over here. Okay, pinion side goes on this side. Must be adjusted for a 45 and not this. Not a Sportster. Too close. About there should do it. Yeah, a lot better. Okay, put these as close to the flow as you can get without hitting anything. The crank pin comes around and nails it, so you gotta be careful with that. Make sure you clear. Ooh, that is close. Just clears. Now, the closer the indicators are to the flywheels, the more accurate it'll be, because the tapers are right here. The more you're in the middle, the more you're seeing movement. If you're way out here on the outside edge, you won't see much movement even though it's out. So you'll make it as close as you can get it. Let's see, this is in the way. Okay. So this has a lot of movement on it. Hopefully you can see some of that. They're going like this. They're opposite of each other, so that means the flywheel's twisted. So first thing I do is get the twist out. This side is twice as much air as this side, so most of the hit's going to be on this side. If this side was out the most, we hit that side. Okay, it's high here. The other one's high way over here. So we got to hit this one right over here. Hold the flywheel so it doesn't go down. Hit it right here. I don't know how hard to hit it, so we'll just give it kind of a medium hit. See what happens. The tighter I make the flywheel, the harder it is to true. Doesn't look like I did much of anything. It got truer, but it's still way out. Same. About there on that one, about there over there. Okay, I'm going to hit the other side this time. The left side is stronger than this, so I can hit it harder. I got to try to make a twist, it doesn't want to move. So hit it harder. There we go. Now they're working together. That side's worse than this side. Okay. Just before center. Yeah, a little bit further than center, so it's a bit further here. So this one's a little bit higher. So we'll come back and hit this on this side. I think that's the opposite of what it was, wasn't it? Don't hit it as hard because it'll move back quickly. Good. Still right here. Still off the center, so we need to hit this one some more. It didn't move. I didn't hit it hard enough. That was a solid clunk. That was a good move. That was a good heavy hit. Oh yeah, that did some good. That cut that one in half on the movement, and they're pretty equal. Let's see how much we got it. Okay, just before center now. I went too far, it moved it. So now it's on the opposite side of the other one. So I've got too good. Try it again. I try to get them centered first, then I worry about the trueness. Yeah. Let's go hit this side. I don't like hitting all day on one side. Spread the love around a little bit. Okay. Just past center now on that side. A little bit further along. Just a little bit further. So now let's see, we're going to get they're too far apart, so I'm going to hit it just here without supporting it. It should do both things. Get a 2 for 1 hit. Oh yeah. That side's real nice, this side sucks. I'm not sure what you can see over here, so let's go over here. See all the beating and banging's about. See, look at the 2 indicators here. So you see how the right one's barely moving, which is nice, and the other one is flopping all over the place. So we don't want to move too much on this side because it's good. A little fine tuning is good. This one's pretty far out, and it's right at the top of the crank pin is where it's high, right about there. So that means we need to hit this shaft only, not the flywheels. So this side's high, which means this is low, so this shaft needs to be bent this way. We need to come up 2 thou, which is 1 thou. It only needs to be moved at 1 thou is all we need. No, it was 2 lines when that's 4 thou, so we got to come up 2 thou. So I'm going to put in the press, hold the flywheels, and hit it from the back side here, and that should give me what I want. And not affect the other side much at all. I'll leave it in the stand and hit it in the stand. It will still move it, but it'll probably affect the other side a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go over here. Okay, we want to go up. So you got to put it in the opposite direction. Hold both flywheels evenly. And I'm going to drop it right on that shaft right there. I'm not sure how hard to hit it, so we're going to go a couple little light ones. Alright, let's see what we got. Okay. And the cameraman's not doing his job. What's up with that? Go a little bit further, maybe you can see both of them. I don't know if you can see both pointers or not, so try over there, maybe you can see better. Okay, so I gotta put the pointer back on. It's our indicators. Make sure it does not hit the crank pin. Yep, it's clear. It doesn't look like it did a damn thing. Nope, didn't do a damn thing. Yeah, maybe a little bit. It has to be high just before center. Okay, so now I got to hit it with the crank pin toward the back and press. I quit playing around to actually hit it this time. So we find out that was nowhere near enough. There. Alright, so get over the press. This time we're going to hit a little harder. A little harder. Not twice as hard. Let's see if it moved. Not too much either, just move. So you get your exercise around here. These are light, so they're easy to move around. Big twin wheels are a lot heavier. Oh, it moved a bunch. Yep. But not where I wanted to. It's also hitting the crank pin nut. We're too close. Okay, so I did a lot like that. It's high right there. So let's just go ahead and do a little bang in the machine. You got a little more control. Pay attention to the other side too. Make sure you're not screwing it all up over there. There we go. Screwed up the other side a little bit though. one's highway on the other side. That's why you try to get all that centering up done before, but as these move, they don't move straight up and down, they move at an angle, so that angle affects everything else. So that was pretty good there. Okay, we're runnable right now. I got half a line and one line over here. Yeah, 3/4 of a line. Still high in the same spot. This one's still high over here, but barely, so we need to be hitting on this side. Pretty good thud there. The more of a thud you get, the more pressure goes in the flywheel. More of a bounce, it doesn't go in. It's actually made it a little bit worse. Okay, same thing again. High spots more over here. Didn't hit enough to do anything. Hit a little harder. You have to step up your forces as needed. Okay, back to about where we started. Except now we're closer to center. Still a little off. Just a little more off on that side. It's high over there. That was high over there. Same spot, same spot. Hit it harder. It's not moving, it's just bouncing around. Gotta hit it hard enough to make it move. So it moves slightly, but very little. Still the same damn thing. Hit it harder. Okay, that started to do something now. Like a drag. Okay, we're pretty good now. Alright, just before center. It's high over here. Probably a bad move doing that because it's going to make it worse. Try to make things perfect, they just get worse usually. Okay, that side's pretty good. This side moved a little bit. Same spot. Same kind of spot. There you go. Just passed. Just passed. Got a little bit of a spread. It's so close right now I shouldn't do anything. So we're not going to do much. Very light spread. I shouldn't touch it anymore. It's so stinking close, I should not do any more to it, but it's not barely moving. But it is moving. And the left one's the one that needs to move. Needs to be hit right there. This one's right dead center, this one's over here. Needs to be hit over there. Yeah, I'm too picky. I'm gonna hit it. Just lightly, not too hard. Okay, get better or worse or no change? Got worse. Yep, now this one's way out. That was the same. Didn't affect that side. Yeah, same spot. That one don't want to change. Screwed this one up though. Told you I shouldn't hit it anymore. It's over here. Okay, well we shouldn't hit it no more, so hit it some more. High, 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 high. Ooh, that's nice. High, like that. Ah, back over there again. Bastard. Alright. It's a vicious circle we're in. Alright, I'm going to stop now though. Okay, so this one doesn't move at all anymore. This one's still got the same quarter. So there you go. So I'm not getting the left side any better, but the right side over here is really good. So I should hit it some more just to make sure though. It needs to be hit right over in this area still. Same spot it always wants. This one's good though, so yeah, I'll stop. The Timken bearing over here allows for some float. The pinion side you want to be dead straight all the way across because the pinion's bushing is way out here off the bearing. It pivots, it runs on the bearing. You want this to be dead true inside the bushing so the cams stay round and concentric. When the cams start going like this, it's like a twin cam. They make all kinds of noise and eat themselves up. So this side being this side of the fly was true. This one here is only out just a quarter of a line at most. So we'll let the Timken eat up the clearance. This side's good. So that's where we're going to leave it at. Before I had a little bit more on the right side. Now we're better. Okay, so that's how you do it. Don't waste no time. Got my doors on my truck now over there. I wasted some time working on it earlier when the sun went down. Got to do a little work every now and then for myself. Alright, so tomorrow we're going to go ahead and probably start rebuilding these lifters first thing. And then I got to deal with this cam cover over here, make sure the cam bushings are good. So for now, we're all done. It's almost 2 o'clock, so it's almost time to go to work. I get here at 2. Yep. Must be a 12-hour day. Alright, that's it. We're going to finish this up tomorrow.